Hi, my name is Ricardo, and if you've ever looked at your bank account after a completely normal month and wonder, where did all my money go, you're definitely not alone. Today, I'm going to try to break this down and figure out where your money is going when you haven't bought anything outrageous. There were no crazy purchases, no extravagant spending, just the usual stuff. Groceries, a few meals out, maybe a new phone because your old one was getting slow. Everything seems normal. But then you're sitting there thinking, why do I have so little money? Here's the thing. Many of us don't realize that we're buying things that just aren't worth the money we're paying. Prices on everyday goods and services have skyrocketed, and we just go along with it because, well, that's what everyone else is doing. But is it really worth it? Let's take a look. Let's start with fast food. Remember when it was the quick, cheap option? You could grab a burger and fries for a few bucks and keep moving. Now, you're paying $12, $15, sometimes even $20 for a meal at places like McDonald's. $1.20 for fast food. That's the same price you'd pay for a decent meal at a sit-down restaurant a few years ago. And by the way, the quality of the food hasn't improved one bit. But we keep going because it's convenient. And hey, everyone else is doing it, right? Now, let's talk about restaurants. It used to be a nice treat, something you could do once or twice a week without breaking the bank. Now, you sit down, order a couple of dishes, drinks, and before you know it, you're staring at a $60, $70, or even $100 bill. And just like that, it's gone. You didn't buy anything that holds value. You just ate some food and now it's over. Don't get me wrong, eating out is great. But when you do it multiple times a week, thousands of dollars are just vanishing into restaurant bills. Instead of spending that money on meals you could easily make at home, think about how much you could save. You could make the same meal for a fraction of the cost. That $100 could have been saved, invested, or spent on something more meaningful instead of just disappearing. Let's talk about cars, specifically brand new cars. This one really drives me crazy because the math is so obvious, yet people keep making this mistake. Buying a new car is one of the worst financial decisions you can make, and I'm not exaggerating. The moment you drive a new car off the dealer's lot, it loses about 20% of its value instantly. You haven't even gotten home yet, and you're already down thousands of dollars. Then it keeps depreciating every year. Meanwhile, you're probably making payments on it because most people finance their cars these days. So, you're paying interest on top of the purchase price, and the thing you're paying for is actively becoming worth less and less. It's the complete opposite of an investment. It's just burning money. People do it because they want that new car smell and the feeling of having the latest model. They want people to see them driving something current, something that screams status. That's fine if you're rich and money doesn't matter to you. But if you're a regular person trying to build wealth, buying new cars will keep you broke. Straight up, a 3 or 4 year old used car is just as reliable, gets you to the same places, and costs half as much, maybe even less. The depreciation has already happened. Someone else took all the financial hit, and now you're getting the benefit. But people don't want to hear this because they've convinced themselves they deserve a new car. They work hard and they should treat themselves. The problem is, treating yourself to a new car means treating yourself to being broke for the next 5 years. While you make payments, let's move on to clothing, and more specifically, designer clothes. Now, I'm not saying all expensive clothing is a waste. Sometimes it's worth paying more for quality items that will last. A good pair of boots or well-made coat can save you money in the long run because they last. But that's not what most people are buying when they get expensive clothes. They're buying logos. They're buying brand names. They're buying the ability to show people they own something from a luxury brand, and they're paying crazy markups for it. You can buy a plain white t-shirt for $10 or buy the same t-shirt with a designer logo on it for $200. Same cotton, probably the same factory. The only difference is the logo, and people will gladly pay that $200 because they think it makes them look successful or fashionable. The truth is, no one cares what brand your t-shirt is except you. No one's impressed. They might notice the logo, sure, but that's not changing how they see you. You're just out $190 extra dollars for no real reason. This applies to a lot of clothing, designer jeans, luxury handbags, expensive sneakers. The quality quality difference between the luxury version and a normal version is usually minimal. What you're paying for is brand recognition, and that's fine if you have money to burn, but most people doing this don't. They're going into credit card debt to buy designer clothes because they think it's important. It's not. It's marketing convincing you that you need these things to feel valuable, but you don't. Vacations are another expense that's gotten completely out of control. Taking a vacation used to be affordable if you were smart about it. You could find decent flights, stay in a budget hotel, eat at cheap local spots, and have a great time without spending a fortune. That's become so much harder. Flight prices are insane now. Hotels are insane. Even budget options are more expensive than they used to be. And people are still booking these expensive vacations they can't afford because they feel like they have to. They see everyone posting vacation photos online and feel like they need to do the same. But if it's putting you in debt, it's not worth it. Travel is great, but if it's draining your finances and preventing you from saving or investing, it's a problem. Maybe try smaller trips closer to home or explore more affordable options. Save the big international vacations for when you can truly afford them without going into debt. In the end, it all comes down to this. Can you afford to spend money on things that don't bring long-term value? Or is it better to start building your financial future? Remember, the right decisions today lead to a stable tomorrow.